What a scene, a spectacle, a cavalcade of dancing lights trying to hype this crowd into a frenzy, and it's working because they know what a huge matchup is in store. Welcome to the home of the Clemson Tigers, Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. As we'll see a team looking for its first win, the North Carolina Tar Heels, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. Clemson will kick off to get us underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Leaves it with the back. There he goes.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Back to the ground with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. The Tar Heels will bring the punt team onto the field. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Gets his first one of the day away. Might be a little stiff. They only used him twice in that loss a week ago. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. They'll leave it with him. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Offense trying to go RPO, but how about the defense? Up front, their front seven, they had dudes winning, just being way more physical and able to get to that running back.
Back to pass, it's Klubnik. Rushes on him. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there, I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Floating away. He'll pull it down. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
And usually when a QB takes off and scrambles, it's because the defense didn't do a great job keeping lane integrity, not keeping him in the pocket, letting him get outside, and then he can do damage. Then it's the next play that you have to play instead of this just the original pass. So defense has got to do a better job of keeping that guy in the pocket.
From the gun, running back gets to give. Got the first down and still on his feet. Touchdown, Tigers. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Pulls it in, it's shipped. Big pickup before he goes out of bounds, but there is a flag. We'll have to see if it stands. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. Lopez to pass. The short hands, it's Johnson. He'll go out of bounds at the 28-yard line, and deep in your own end, you need plays like that. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Trying to set up the screen. Made a defender miss. He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
They just have not been able to get this guy going. They've thrown it to him over and over again here in the first quarter, and QB and him just not able to link up. The defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking, but...
Lots of running room. He's loose. And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Tar Heels.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times, touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Handoff from the gun. Running into the open space. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a 1st down at the 37. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. Back to pass, it's Klubnik. Bringing the heat. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
And the defense gets a sack, and that's going to be the big determining factor in this football game. A week ago, he only got sacked 1 time. They've already got him on the ground. If they want to win this football game, they got to keep getting after the quarterback.
The Tigers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. Hard-nosed, determined effort to work his way up to the 35-yard line.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Under fire. Trying to escape and get it himself. He is denied. Cannot get to the 1st down marker, and it's 4th down coming. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. They'll boot it into the night sky for the first time. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. They'll get things started on this drive from the 24. They'll start start this drive going to the air. Short throw to the sideline is complete, and he's out of bounds after picking up a couple.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. The defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Lopez wants to fire. Here comes the heat. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. And the Tar Heels line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Looking everywhere for room to run, but really good coverage, and he'll step out of bounds. First snap of this drive comes from their own 41. They'll go to the ground. His junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Clemson jumps to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
He's got the tight end. And an absolutely fearless tackle, giving up size, still got him on the turf. The Tigers come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. On third and short, they keep it on the ground here. And a good pickup there. They'll move the sticks for a first down. Let's see if they try to get another snap before the quarter expires. They've got a first down here to open the period. To the air, it's Klubnik. Finds his big tight end. Oh, he's got some space. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it up to 14.
This offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
Quarterback may change this route. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming.
And a really great job by the defense adjusting now, because on this drive, this quarterback has found his guy a few times, and now the defense is saying, we are double covering him. You might throw it somewhere else, but that guy is not going to make the catch.
Gonna swing it on second down. And that one is picked up in the end zone. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
That is one the quarterback is going to want to have back. It's touchdowns or it's checkdowns once you get down to the red zone. You can't get too aggressive and greedy trying to fit the football into small windows, and as a result, QB throws a pick.
Finds his man. It's good. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly. The Tar Heels trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Flips it out on the screen. And he's going to lose yardage. He was looking everywhere for just a little grass and a little air, and none to be found.
And you're trying to get the ball to the running back quick and let him get some space, but there was absolutely no space. They penetrated quickly, and they got him before he could even get going.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he stopped, and it'll be first down. And the Tar Heels come to the line with a new set of downs. They're looking for an advantage to the right. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, they're just going to need more push up front. There was nowhere for that running back to go. The offensive line got moved right back into his lap, and as a result, they lose yards on him.
Lopez to pass. With the catch, it's Ship. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on third down. Makes the catch, it's good. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
One of the things I love about this defense, they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
In their own territory, no problem. 4th and inches, and the ball's on the ground. Well, the offense did fall on that loose football, but it won't matter much if they turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Great place to start for this offense. Under fire. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. No real chance on the return, but they've got it at the 34.
Man, another mistake by this. Listen, he is an elite quarterback. He's really, really good. He's pressing too much. Jesse, the #1 job of a quarterback, you better protect the football. I don't care how good you are, you better protect it.
Yeah, you just got...
Makes the catch on the left. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
I love offensive coordinators that take shots in sudden change situations. You just got the takeaway. You're not wasting any time. Defense is jogging on the field. They barely have time to line up. You take a shot deep down the field, and you hit it, adding insult to injury to the opponent. That is a great play call.
And this defense, we know, they present a lot of challenges. And you can see it right there, man. They shrink windows fast. They're a top 25 defense for a reason. You really better make sure you're dialed in today, or else they can make you pay in a hurry.
Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Wants to throw it. Hauls it in. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. It's 4th down, and they can make the field goal from here, but it looks as if they're going to leave the offense out there. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19.
Well, to heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down, but they decided to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Oh, he was in the backfield immediately, a 3-yard loss.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Lopez wants to fire. Snagged in the middle. It's Goss. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this 3rd down play. Got it! And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Hand off from the shotgun. Breaks the tackle. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. 2nd down coming. Wants to go up top. He lets one fly deep. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Hey, listen, the quarterback didn't get the completion on that throw, but that doesn't mean you can't try again. Trust in your playmakers outside to push the field and stretch it vertically and make a play for you. It won't surprise me to see this QB take more shots as this game goes on.
Trying to make magic with his feet. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys, he could not wait to get back out there. And that time, it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the 1st down.
Gets it to him on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Clemson is quick to the line. Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. Oh, they're after him. Under heat, and he gets rid of it. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down.
And I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
This defense will try to force a 4th down on 3rd and short from the 45. From the gun, wants to pass. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Clemson!
Man, that is picture-perfect execution by this offense. That is how you close a half. Chewing up some time, getting in the end zone, a chance to tie this up and feel really good about yourself going into halftime.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup this week in the American fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Memphis is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point, but you take a look at the scoreboard and you see we have ourselves a tight game. They're up by just 2 over Tulsa. We'll circle back. If anything big happens in this clash in the American, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And the offense clearly saying, we want to take those deep shots. We want to be aggressive. And I think that's a good strategy because it makes the defense really honor what you're going to do. And just missed a little bit, but
there he goes. They get him on the ground late in the half. They have the 1st down at the 41. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They'll put it in play from the 41 on 1st down. Lopez to pass. the catch. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. The Tar Heels with the 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Gets it out quickly. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. And the defense making a play, getting a hand on that pass.
That's one thing about this defense. They've got some dudes in the back end that can cover, and they can hang with some of these intended targets. Nice job swatting that one away.
Off play action. Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half.
This is a good sign for this defense. The rate they were going, not touching the quarterback, him already having 2 touchdown passes in the first half, this was not going to be a fun football game to watch. Now they're turning the tide a little bit, getting a little...
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. And the Tar Heels will send out the punt unit. He's loose. Open field. Time has run out of the half, and he can sprint to the locker room where the orange slices will be a little bit sweeter. A punt return for a touchdown to end the half. Now that is a play that will get your sidelines into the game with that touchdown.
And you could see once he left everybody in the dust and he was going to the house, the sidelines going nuts. What a big-time play to take the lead. Defense did his job. Now special teams coming through in a big way.
We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The returner will field it and try to do some business. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. First play from scrimmage, and they'll keep it on the ground. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
I like the decision there in the RPO game too, guys. I know he only got a couple of yards, but that play's going to open up bigger opportunities throwing the football down the field in the RPO game too. So keep handing it off to this guy. Let him see what he can do. And when the defense gives you the look to hold the football and then finally throw it, that's when you take advantage.
Dropping back, it's Klubnik. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And I think this team knew going into halftime trailing, their defense was going to have to step up here in the second half. And on the very first play of the 3rd quarter, they get a sack. That is good news for this defense.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
That is a great response by this defense. You know you went into the half, you made some adjustments, talked about, listen, we're not down that much, we're very much in this game, but it starts with the first possession. And how about the first play, they get a sack.
And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again. Create some momentum. Just get a few.
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
That is an awesome play up front right there, crashing that play in the backfield. It's funny, you think back to Clemson. Remember when Trevor Lawrence won a national title his true freshman year? It wasn't necessarily about Trevor Lawrence. They won that title because of their defensive dominance, especially on the D-line. That may have been the best D-line we've ever seen in college football. And I tell you, sometimes this dude looks like he could start on that D-line. He's that talented.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this guy's been beaten like a drum. He's been hit, sacked a bunch of times already, and another hit right here. I'm literally looking at my offensive line and be like, dude, I need some more time. You got to protect me better than this. Give me a chance to complete some passes.
This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Leaves him with the running back. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, third quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
Part of the backfield, it's Davidson. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Now on offense, you're trying to get your running back involved here in the passing game, and obviously no success on that play. Defense seemed like they were aware of it, and all of a sudden you've set yourself up in a tough position here on third.
And the Tigers are way behind the sticks on this third and forever. Looking for a man, it's Klubnik. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. Clemson will send the punt team out. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. Got it set up on the outside. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
And on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
Complete to the right. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. The Tar Heels getting set on 1st and 10. Just keeps slinging it. Can't make the connection. The pressure there calls the missed timing.
Man, the defense smells blood in the water. You can tell. They're getting to this quarterback over and over and over. They've already sacked him a couple times. They're just winning up front. They almost got another sack on that last play.
He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary. You saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection. Here's a heat. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Complete downfield. He'll have the first down as he gets it to the 28-yard line before he stopped. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win, and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Well, there's a statement by the defensive line. First down play, expecting run, and they just dominated up front. Beat their one-on-ones and forced a tackle for a loss.
Second down, they'll go to the air. The short hands, it's Brown. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Here on third down for this offense. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch, it's Brown. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that play.
21, North Carolina, 14.
They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. To the air, it's Klubnik. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down.
This dude will pick you apart if you give him time. You better get to him. You better make him feel uncomfortable. This defense did that. Nice job by the defense, hurrying the quarterback through his thought process.
They'll get him corralled and down at about the 19-yard line. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly complete. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And how about the defense? How big was that stop? Forcing the punt, getting it back to the offense, and all of a sudden, you feel the momentum now on their side.
Got his man. They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. On third and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a fourth down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. It's a one-score game late, and they've got to go for it on fourth down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Ship. And the Tar Heels have a first down.
Well, that is a play that we're going to circle. If this team is able to fight their way back and win this game, that one was huge. Fourth down, picking.
Here comes the rush, and they've got it wrapped up at the 28.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy in front.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. And here we go, down a score. They'll go for it on fourth down. Hauls it in, the first down and more. That's a kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. The Tar Heels have their offense in high gear. Lopez wants to fire. Misses receiver there. It's incomplete.
This defense is a very well-coached unit, and they're very, very active, and they're very aware of what's going on. Everybody on defense there knew where the quarterback wanted to go with it. Everyone trying to get their hands in the air to swat it down.
So now it's second and long. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Fires to the right. Hauls it in. They mark him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move.
This is a tight end that not only is going to play with his hand in the ground, but he can line up in the slot as well and attack the defense vertically. He's too fast for linebackers to cover, and he's too big for DBs to cover. He's a real weapon in this offense.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it. Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on third down. All the way down to the 25-yard line, they move the sticks. It's first down. And the Tar Heels will hustle to the line.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Lost yardage on that last one. It's second and 11. Back to pass. Dumps it to the back. Catch in the middle. It's gone. Now the connection takes it to the 11. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's first and 10. Lopez to pass. Got it in the middle. It's home. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. Operating in the red zone here on second down. RPO, fire complete to the left. Good throw and catch, takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
And I don't like the play call, guys. Screen pass at this point of the game against the defense, playing big zones, prevent, trying to keep the ball in front. It's just not going to work. You've got to take shots offensively.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. He wants to throw it again. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year.
And we know turnover margin is a huge part of winning ball games. Interception number 2. His quarterback has to do a better job taking care of the football. Don't force it. Take the high completion percentage stuff. Don't always try to go for the big play.
They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Turning on the Jets. Turning it on. Past the 50. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Clemson. He got a step and just dusted the field. That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1.
What a big-time run. He's still running. Over 90 yards Coach, that's one of those when you're running to the end zone, you're looking behind you, you're looking on the Jumbotron to see if anybody's going to catch you, and nobody's going to catch him on that huge touchdown run.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Lopez wants to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. The Tar Heels in the hurry-up.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
They'll run play action. He's taking a deep shot. He's got it inside the 15. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Lopez to pass. And he tried to string out that run, but there was nowhere to turn it upfield, and he's forced out of bounds for a loss.
You know, this happens sometimes in football. You forget which direction you're going, and you got to be reminded you were going the wrong direction. Come on, man. We got to catch that thing. We got to get north-south and go make a play, get closer to the end zone, not start dancing and going the wrong way.
Quick strike complete. And he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. A field goal does not top the list of most helpful things at this juncture, so they'll go for it on 4th down. He'll set up to throw. Fires into the end zone. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. The Tigers backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on 1st down. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Buys just enough space to create some breathing room. He's got it up to the 12.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
of 2.
It's a great play there by the defense, stopping that run. But now with less than a minute to go, you got to use your timeout. You got to try and conserve as much clock as possible to give yourself a chance to win.
The Tigers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Looking downfield, it's Klubnik. Quick completion on the out route. They corral him out of bounds. Mark it down at the 38, and this offense might have something going. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. The running back has it. Got the first down. Looking for more. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready, getting the W.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.